I decided to come down to my snake room to do an update video on my first ever clutch of ball pythons. I did a video yesterday, which was day 10 from the time that they pipped, and they had all finished shedding. So I did a video of that, which you can see on my YouTube channel, Great Lakes Tropicals. That's in I have two previous videos prior to this video, and the main reason I want to do this video is I was really trying to do my best guess at what the genetics were of these ball pythons. Obviously I'm new to this and I'm sure I'm getting a few things wrong. I've been doing research on trying to figure out what we're looking at as far as genetics on these babies. I did a little bit more research, and I believe I have a better idea what I'm dealing with here. This is off topic, but this is my girl Mira here. She's my fire pinstripe female. She's quite often got her head poking out, checking out things. So she's usually always checking me out when I come down here. So I just thought I'd show you her. Anyhow, so going back to the genetics on these baby ball pythons, I've been trying to figure out why certain ones look the way they did. I'll show you here in a second, specifically the pastel, well, the lighter head ones, which I originally thought might be super pastel when I looked at them, and I kept going back to that thinking these look like super pastels. But then the father, who's in here, Blaze, show you him real quick. Hello, Blaze. So this is Blaze, and I bought him as a fire yellow belly leopard, and you can see he clearly has all those genes. He's got the beautiful flaming coming up the sides. He's bright, got the bright colors from the fire as well as the light head stamp, and he's got the pattern of a leopard. So he is pretty clearly a fire yellow belly leopard, 100% het for clown. And I had forgotten what his parents were, and when I was working in Husbandry Pro yesterday, entering in all the babies, which we're going to look at here in a second. There's one of them here. I decided to look at his entry or his information, and I discovered that I had put in his parents' lineage, what his parents were when I purchased him, which was a couple years ago, and I hadn't looked at it. And when I was looking at the babies, I'm like, there's no way that these are super pastel because Dad doesn't have any pastel in them. However, come to find out that his father was a fire clown and Mom was a pastel leopard ivory, and ivory is a super yellow belly. So clearly he does have pastel in his background, which I didn't even consider until I kept looking at the babies and kept being confused as to why their heads look like they do. Not that this is one of them. This is what I believe to be at least a fire yellow belly, to my best of my ability. You can see based on the pattern and the bright golden color and the orange flames coming up from the side, I feel fairly certain it's at least a yellow belly feller here, this one here. And I'll show you here in a second. Let's see which one. it's one of these. This is one here. No, this is one of the fire leopard lessers. I think that's pretty safe to say those three genes are what we're looking at here. Pretty confident with that. Same here. Hello. I think we're gonna maybe try to feed them tomorrow. Certainly within the next couple days. Kind of got a lot going on tomorrow, so we'll see. Anyhow, so going back to why I was confused, we'll pull this one out for example. So looking at this baby, looks a lot like mom, which is mom's a citrus pastel lesser. So that's what I believe we're looking at here. However, this one has a really light head stamp, which generally suggests super pastel. And I was very confused about that, and I kept thinking, why is the head stamp so light like that when there's no pastel in Dad? And I was thinking that this was the fire and the pastel working together, making the head stamp lighter. Until yesterday, I discovered that Grandma to this snake actually had pastel in her. So therefore, there's a chance that Dad had pastel, and the breeder just didn't know because it wasn't showing visually that he had pastel. But now I'm pretty confident that Dad does have pastel. So Dad is no longer a 4-gene snake. Dad is actually probably a 5-gene snake and has the pastel gene in him, because I believe what we're looking at here is a super pastel lesser. So I just want to do an update, because I know I kept going back and forth oscillating as to why they had such light purple head stamps, and that's usually a super pastel trait. And I was all confused because I didn't think Dad had any pastel in him, and it appears that he does. His mom certainly had it, so he most likely has it because now his offspring are showing it. So I just want to do an update on that little aspect. I know on my previous videos I was rattling along talking about different genetics and what I thought it was, and I know I probably changed a few different times. So then we're looking at this one. This one looks just like its sibling, except it's got an even lighter head stamp. So this is definitely a super pastel, but I think there might be something going on here. Maybe this is a super pastel and maybe fire, which is making the head stamp even lighter. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just kind of guessing that this one might actually, the one previous to this, probably just a super pastel. This one I think might be a super pastel fire. So just want to do an update, kind of clear that up a little bit. I think I'm kind of starting to figure this out a little bit. We'll check out this one. This is the one that was really funky. This one is still kind of blowing me away. And now looking at this one, you know, I was saying that this one I believe was an all-gene snake, a 5-gene snake, having all the genes from mom and dad. I still think that's probably going on. I can't say that definitively for sure. But this one is so light, especially that head stamp. I also think this one is I believe this now to be a super pastel fire yellow belly leopard lesser. I could be wrong on that, but the only snakes I've been able to find on Morph Market, I only found one that looked similar to this, and those are the genes that were present in that snake. So I still think this is all the genes together, but before I just thought there was one copy of pastel. Now I believe there's 2 copies of pastel, fire, yellow belly, lesser, and leopard all working together here. I could be wrong on that. There could be something else going on, but this snake is so light, kind of purple, nice beautiful black outline, really funky pattern where it disappears in spots. There's some ringers on there. So I think all the genes are what's working here. And this one is very different than the others, and I think this is kind of a special snake. So that's it. I just wanted to do a little update on what I think's going on here with the babies. They're all in their new tubs now. Seem to be doing okay. Oop. Sorry with the video work here. Seem to be doing okay, but I think this one is a special snake. There's a good chance this might be one of my keepers. But we'll see. I still don't know if it's male or female. Hello. But so far everybody looks good. And my wife Michelle, this is her favorite right here. And one thing I'm trying to figure out on this one, if anybody knows, let me know. But this one has a really bright white tip on its tail. It's got like a little orange. And it's got this bright white tip on its tail. And I have no idea if that has any significance or what. So if anybody knows that happens to watch my videos, let me know what you think. But I have no idea why this snake has that bright white tip. I've never seen that before. Anyhow, all right. If you find this interesting, let me know. Thanks for watching my videos. And we'll do some update videos on the babies, how they're doing. Maybe we'll do one when I'm feeding, or at least after I feed them, to see how they're doing, who's eating, how that goes. I just put in a big order for some new frozen mice and rats, so that should hopefully be arriving in a couple days. I believe I do have enough to feed these guys the first time, though, possibly tomorrow, but we'll see. All right, I'm gonna sign off here. Actually, let's do one more quick showing of a snake that I think is going to be out, which is usually out. This one is my carpet python. This is a jaguar. I believe it's a caramel jaguar. But this little monkey is pretty cool. If I open this, he's probably going to think he's going to get fed. He just got fed a few days ago. But this guy has a strong feeding response and always wants to eat. Yeah. But he likes to hang out on his little perch here on his driftwood under the heat lamp. But he's pretty cool. He or she, I don't know the sex on this one. This is the only snake that I've bought that I didn't know the sex when I bought it. I got this one at a pet store, so they didn't know the sex, so I have no idea. I haven't checked myself because he's put on some sizes I got him, but he's very long and skinny, and I was afraid that I might hurt him checking. So we're gonna wait for him to get a little bit bigger before we do any checking for his sex. All right, on that note, we'll go ahead and sign off here. This is Rob from Great Lakes Tropicals. Just showing off a few of my snakes. Bye.